Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia are the holiest, and Jerusalem is the next. How come? Is Jerusalem mentioned in the Islam? Is Muhammad, the Muslim prophet, been here? Anybody has any idea? So Jerusalem is not mentioned in the Quran. Scholars believe that it was declared holy for Islam because due to political reasons. The Muslims wanted to have power here. They wanted to strengthen the city. Therefore, they wanted many more Muslims to come live here. Therefore, they declared it holy, and they built lots of residential neighborhoods for people to live in Jerusalem. Where would they build it? Here is the Kidron Valley, and it's outside of the city. Here it was the southern part of the city, the city of David. They resided there a little bit. It was also destroyed, pretty much destroyed. And they decided to build many more neighborhoods here in the valley. Remember we were before in a very deep valley? They built many new neighborhoods there, but when you build a neighborhood here, you have to climb many steps to get up to the plaza. And Muslims pray 5 times a day. It were really awesome. You would spend your day going up and down the steps, and besides, you might not like the idea. So they built a neighborhood, and it was built over arches such that one was standing under to elevate it. So they don't have to, there won't be such a great distance of heights or altitudes between the neighborhoods and the temple. And on top, of course, they built the shrine. It looks small comparing to the temple, and it's really 1/3 of the size of the Jewish temple. So just imagine how big and impressive it was. It was the largest sacred shrine in all the Roman Empire, which was famous for great constructions. And we've been there, we saw it, we were impressed. However, if we would live to see the temple, we would be more impressed. Jewish people were kicked out of Jerusalem. They were not allowed to come here for centuries, for millennia. And once the country was under Ottoman Turkish rule, it was so poor, nobody cared. And few Jewish people came to live in Jerusalem. And they would come and mourn at the remnants of the Western Wall. Eventually, they were wailing and moving in various places. In 1967, after the Arabs attacked Israel, Israel fought back, took the west bank of the river Jordan into Israeli control Jerusalem, and cleared the praying plaza for Jews to pray. Because beforehand, it was just a street attached to the wall and a very narrow place, and Jewish people were not allowed to come there freely, and definitely not in large numbers. So right now, as you can see, there is a large praying plaza, and we ran excavations all around this area. Now, the dung gate through which we entered the wall is around here, approximately here. There is a local tradition saying that it was called, it's called the dung gate because starting in the Ottoman period, one of the sultans, the Turkish ruler, was walking around here, and he saw a nice young girl, and he asked her for a phone number in order to date her. He asked her, where do you live? She said, I live in a village, quite far away from Jerusalem. He said, so what are you doing here, carrying this little basket? What's the thing? She said, we have a tradition to bring our rubbish dung can be interpreted as follows. And we throw it here. Apparently, the tradition says that the Turks tried to make the whole memory of the Western Wall forgotten, so they kept throwing debris and the trash and stuff over there. And then the Sultan cleared it and found the Western Wall. Maybe. That's at least the popular tradition for the name of the gate, which is the closest. I'm going to present to you slides here, at least to help understand. Okay. I'll show you what we're going to walk now. First of all, this is Herod's Palace. Can you see from my back? Okay. This is the exposed part of the Western Wall which you just saw. Okay? Now, you see it's up here because everything below is covered. The Muslims built neighborhoods, so it's a bit higher. The upper blocks were knocked down. Some of them were found down here on this street. This is called the Herodian Street. And down here we found some large stones that were pushed from the top of the wall. When the Romans tried to destroy it, when they got to this level, they could not destroy it anymore because the blocks there were so huge and so heavy and so massive that they remained until today. The trumpet blower stand would be here with the inscription, and this one too was pushed down to the valley. This was a market street in Jesus' time, and he walked here. I mentioned two arches attached to the wall, to the western wall. Only the bases were left, and the early was attached. Here it was a base of a set of steps going up to the temple, and this was an arch supporting a bridge over the deep valley, the cheesemakers of the Cherokee Valley. The priests live in what today is I pointed out as the Jewish quarter. So for them, they had to walk down to the valley and up the steps. So they built a big bridge. This way they could take a shower or use the mikvahs in their homes, get purified, and go to work without passing through the market, getting impure, dirty by people, goods, chickens. The southern steps, which were the main entrance to the temple, were inside the Holy of Holies, as we just spent. Let's see it from around. Okay? Southern steps, the entrance, you see, under the plaza. Okay? I will do it again. The southern steps, you see, these are the exits from the southern steps. The people would go in here on one side, walk around, do worship, whatever, sacrifice, come back out on the other set of steps, on the other altars. We can come out at the southern steps, as we just pointed out. At the northern edge of the temple, can you see? Or you see 1, 2, 3, 4 towers. This is a fortress, and this is called the Antonia Fortress. It was built by Herod, called after his friend Mark Antony, Cleopatra's boyfriend. And this is where the garrison would stay and watch what the crazy Jews are up to in the temple. Most probably they were planning a revolt. They were always rebellious against two main things. If you threaten their faith or their pockets. And the Romans did both. not allow them to worship freely, and they took lots of taxes. Eventually, they took all the treasures of the temple and built the Colosseum along with the money. Every Jew would come to, every Jew, wherever he was, would pay a tax of 1 silver shekel, silver coin, to, half of a shekel to the temple, and that's how they got the money. So this was it. This is how it looks from the top. The Antonia fortress, you see there is a water reservoir underneath the most in the northern part of the wall of the plaza, and under the Antonia fortress we will walk there now. We will end up a walk there. We are about here in a minute while we're demonstrating, and we will walk partially on the Herodian street. Everything was excavated under the Muslim neighborhood. Okay? That's why in the beginning it was sewage dripping on the excavating, on the excavations. Now they have a new set of sewage. So the Antonia fortress was here. That's where the garrison would watch over the Jews, and most probably, let's say this, the Via Dolorosa, the judgment of Jesus and the tortures and the humiliation he passed, and then his walk with the cross to Golgotha is at least traditionally marked here from the judgment hall in the Antonia fortress all the way to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where we will be in the afternoon. In between, I will take you to Garden Tomb, which is outside of Jerusalem, just to confuse you a little bit. Another, we will talk about it. The Garden Tomb is most probably not the right place where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected, of course. That's a place where it feels right, and it's going to be amazing. Now, Herod constructed the road, and then in the middle of the work, most probably it was towards the end of his life, and he stopped paying the workers, and the street was never completed. So we will walk this way, and here, when the road ends, in fact, we will have a detour through a huge crack in the wall, in the rocks, which was used earlier by the Ottoman kings as a water conduit. That's the western wall. Okay, the Grand Plaza, the exposed part of the wall now. This is the year 66, France, the revolt starts. The year 70, Jerusalem is being destroyed by the Romans. Burned to ashes, crushed to dust, left in the wake of centuries. The Muslims built the shrine, the dome of the rock. The Mamelukes, which were Muslims who came after them, built the neighborhood over the arches, okay, on an elevated level. And after 1967, the neighborhood, okay, these buildings were erased, and the people bought other houses, don't worry. And there is a large plaza where Jewish people can, everybody in fact, can come in, as long as they don't carry anything dangerous, and as long as they don't look for troubles, they can come here and go to the restroom and pray. Questions?
Which entrance is Jesus the Messiah supposed to return?
Well, when he comes back through the Golden Gate, or the Double Gate, or the Gate of Mercy. We saw it yesterday. Okay, the temple is not here anymore. Okay, there's no temple. We'll go to Temple Mount through the gate, which is sealed now, the Golden Gate, the Double Gate. We saw it yesterday from the Garden of Gethsemane. Okay? It's the gate that is in the wall opposite Mount of Olives. This is closed now, and it will be open when Messiah comes.
So did you say that the cleaning out the neighborhood started in 67 or prior to, back in 48?
The walls,
Where the Muslim housing was there, they moved them out for the way
in 67.
67.
Beforehand it was Jordanian.
Yes, right, I was checking.
Jewish people who were not here at all, and Muslims, I mean, Jordanians were. More questions?
Yeah. The tunnels that are here today, are those the rabbinical tunnels? Or is this?
They are also called the Rabbinical Tunnels. There are no tunnels, remember. You remember there are no tunnels? They are original. Arches that were originally were built to support the Muslim neighborhoods above us. Okay? More questions? First, it's clear, okay? Great.
That was our introduction to the Rabbinical Tunnels. So we're going to end this video and start it up again as we are inside of here. This is amazing to be walking through here. Most of this stuff excavated from time period of Jesus. Oh, she's still talking.
Okay, we will walk parallel to the wall. The green line is the rock, the bedrock of the mountain. The blue line is only here, where the road ends, and we will make a detour through what's called the Rabbinical Tunnel, or this huge crack in the north, in the rocks, which was used as a water.